The tears burned hot against Maya's cheeks as she watched him walk away. His parting words echoing in the nearly empty cafe. Copyright, "I'm sorry, but you're just not what I expected." This was a mistake. 26 years of building walls around her heart, and somehow a stranger on a blind date had found the one crack that could shatter everything. She sat frozen in the corner booth, her untouched salad wilting under the harsh fluorescent lights, wondering if she'd ever be brave enough to put herself out there again. Maya Chen had always been the girl who laughed the loudest to hide the pain, who volunteered for every charity event and remembered everyone's birthday because making others happy was easier than confronting her own loneliness. At 5'4" and carrying more weight than society deemed acceptable, she'd learned early that her worth would be questioned, her beauty denied, and her heart treated as less deserving of love. Tonight's disaster with David, a software engineer her coworker had sworn was different and really nice, proved that some things never change. "Excuse me, miss," a gentle voice interrupted her spiral of self-pity. Maya looked up to see a distinguished man in his 50s standing beside her table. His silver hair was perfectly styled, his navy suit clearly expensive, but his eyes held something she rarely saw when people looked at her, a genuine concern. "I couldn't help but notice you seem upset. I'm sitting right over there." He gestured to a table where an elegant woman with kind eyes was watching with interest, "and my wife sent me over to check if you're all right." Maya quickly wiped her face, embarrassed. "Oh, I am fine." "Really? Just. You know how blind dates go sometimes." She attempted a laugh that came out more like a choke. The man's expression softened. "May I sit for just a moment? I'm Michael Richardson, and I have a story I think you might need to hear." Something in his tone made Maya nod. Michael slid into the booth across from her, his presence somehow both commanding and comforting. 30 years ago, I was sitting in a restaurant not unlike this one, on a blind date with a woman my mother had set me up with. Sarah was beautiful, successful, everything I thought I wanted. But when she arrived and really saw me, she looked disappointed. You see, I wasn't always the confident businessman you see now. I was 25, overweight, struggling to make ends meet, and battling severe anxiety that made me sweat through every social interaction. Maya found herself leaning forward, drawn into his story. Sarah spent the entire dinner checking her phone, making it clear she wanted to be anywhere else. When she excused herself to the bathroom, I heard her on the phone telling someone how she'd gotten stuck with the fat, nervous guy and asking them to call her with a fake emergency so she could leave. "That's awful," Maya whispered, her own pain momentarily forgotten. It was. But as I sat there, wondering if I should just leave money on the table and disappear, a waitress probably around your age came over to refill my water. She looked at me with such kindness and said, "Sir, I don't know what's happening at your table, but I want you to know that whoever can't see how special you are doesn't deserve another minute of your time. You have the kindest eyes and the warmest smile, and the right person is going to be so lucky to find you." Maya felt her throat tighten. That waitress, her name was Ilona, changed my life that night. Not because she was hitting on me or because she was interested romantically, but because she saw me as a human being worthy of kindness when I felt invisible. Her words gave me the courage to leave that restaurant, sign up for therapy, start taking better care of myself, and eventually build the confidence to start my own company. "What happened to Elena?" Maya asked softly. Michael smiled, glancing back at his table where the elegant woman was still watching. "She became my wife. Turns out, the person who saw my worth when I couldn't see it myself was exactly who I was meant to be with. We've been married 28 years now, and she still tells me I'm special every single day. Maya's eyes widened. The waitress became your wife. The woman who showed me kindness when I needed it most became my partner in everything. We built Richardson Industries together. You might have seen our buildings downtown. But more importantly, we built a life based on seeing the best in people, especially when they can't see it in themselves. He leaned forward slightly. Maya, I don't know your name, but I know your worth isn't determined by someone who can't see it. That man who walked away, he didn't reject you, he revealed his own limitations. His inability to see your value says nothing about you and everything about him. Maya felt tears starting again. But these were different, cleaner somehow. I've been watching you for 20 minutes, and do you know what I see? I see someone who said please and thank you to every staff member, who moved her purse so the busboy could clean the table easier, who smiled at the elderly couple struggling with their phones even while your own heart was breaking. I see someone with extraordinary kindness radiating from every gesture. That's not common, Maya. That's rare and beautiful and exactly the kind of person the world needs more of. How do you know my name? She asked, surprised. Michael smiled. Your friend David was loud enough when he left. But also, kindness recognizes kindness, and people like you shine brighter than you know. He reached into his jacket and pulled out a business card. I'm looking for a director of community outreach for our foundation. We fund programs for underprivileged kids, scholarship programs, and community development projects. The salary is 6 figures, full benefits, and most importantly, you'd be working with people who understand that character matters more than appearance, that kindness is the most attractive quality a person can possess. Maya stared at the card, barely breathing. I'm not offering this because I feel sorry for you. I'm offering this because in 20 minutes of observation, you've shown me more genuine character than most people demonstrate in years. The way you treat others when you're at your lowest point tells me everything I need to know about who you are. I don't understand. You don't even know me. I know enough. And Maya, the right persona, romantic or otherwise, he will see what I see. They'll see your kindness, your strength, your beautiful heart. Don't let one person's blindness make you believe you're invisible. He stood up, straightening his suit jacket. Think about the job offer. But more importantly, think about this. Tonight wasn't about you being rejected. Tonight was about you discovering that your worth was never up for debate. Some people just aren't qualified to see diamonds. As Michael walked back to his wife, Maya looked down at the business card, Richardson Industries Foundation, making kindness count. Below it, a handwritten note, the world needs more people like you. Please don't let it down. 6 months later, Maya stood before a room of scholarship recipients, sharing her story of how one act of kindness changed everything. In the front row sat Michael and Elena Richardson, beaming with pride. Next to them was James, a fellow foundation employee who had fallen in love not with how Maya looked, but with how she loved others. As Maya finished her speech to thunderous applause, she realized that David's rejection hadn't been the end of her story. It had been the beginning of her discovering that the right people don't just see your worth, they celebrate it. And sometimes, the most beautiful love stories start not with attraction, but with recognition. Of the moment someone sees your heart and knows they've found something precious. The Cafe Tilda copyright Where It All Began now displayed a small plaque by Maya's former corner booth, kindness spoken here. Because sometimes, the most powerful transformations happen not when someone falls in love with you, but when they help you fall in love with yourself.